Hey there, cats and kitties. I am the Blues Man, Johnny Blues, and with this particular video, I'd like to talk about the 2001 Jon Favreau directed film, Made. This is a movie that I absolutely, no matter how many times I watch it, just find to be hilariously funny. Of course, seeing the re-teaming of that great duo from Swingers, which is another great film, of course, of Jon Favreau, who directs this as well, and Vince Vaughn. You know, these two guys, they can do no wrong when they're on screen together as far as I'm concerned. And this movie is not one that I hear a lot of praises sung for, which is why I wanted to talk about it today, because it's a movie that I think deserves a sit through at least once, if not multiple viewings, because it is just absolutely hysterically funny. But it's also got a lot of heart driving it. There's a lot of sort of suspense and action-y elements, but at the end of the day, the bottom line is it has a lot of pathos as well. And essentially, you know, it's got star power too, whereas Swingers was a lower budget, sort of cult following film this day and age, with a lot of familiar faces who went on to become much more well known. This movie has a lot of well-known people from right out of the gate in it. You know, of course you have Vince Vaughn and Jon Favreau being the headliners, but you have the likes of Famke Janssen, Peter Falk, who is absolutely hysterically funny in this movie. I think one of his last films, actually, before his untimely passing. You have smaller roles like Sam Rockwell showing up. You have Jonathan Silverman showing up. You have Dustin Screech Diamond showing up, as well as, you know, sort of larger roles in the film that are actually surprisingly good. Sean Puffy Combs shows up in this. You know, you have Faizon Love, who is absolutely hysterically funny with some of his deliveries in this movie, as well as Vincent Pastore. You know, this is a guy who is well known to anyone who's a fan of The Sopranos. I've never actually sat through that series, but I remember him cropping up in like Goodfellas and stuff like that. And this movie is much in that sort of vein, but sort of modernized and very Swingers-esque take on the gangster movie genre, in that you have these two characters, Bobby and Ricky, you know, Jon Favreau and Vince Vaughn respectively, who are making their days and lifestyles as part-time boxers, part-time construction workers. You know, Bobby wants to be the down-home family man. He's got a stripper girlfriend that he also moonlights as bodyguard for, who has a child that is not his child, but that he is, you know, trying to be fatherly toward. And he wants to be a husband. He wants to get her out of that business. Whereas his buddy Ricky is very much this slick sort of, you know, player. You know, he's lazy. He's just looking for a quick buck. He sells one of the, you know, mob bosses' vans, basically, in this movie, just to make ends meet, and then he lies about it. That's kind of how his outlook on life is. He doesn't really care. You know, he throws caution to the wind. He's a very slick, chip on his shoulder, and that's a lot of where the hilarity comes from, too, Vince Vaughn's character. But in any case, you know, you have Bobby going out one night, and this guy puts his hands on his girlfriend, so understandably, he gets upset. He puts his hands on the guy, and then the crime boss, Max, played by Peter Falk, is like, I can't have you doing this anymore. So he gives them an alternate opportunity that he basically, you know, the Bobby character says, let me bring in my buddy, Ricky, and everything. You know, I'll vouch for him, whatever needs to be done. And they're sent from California to New York to deal with Sean Combs' character, who's kind of the New York equivalent mobster-wise. He's got his own little, you know, outfit going on. And there's a whole, you know, deal going down. There's money that has to be exchanged. There's rival gangs going between each other. Vince Vaughn is screwing them up at every turn, hilariously so. And it's just, you know, they're fish out of water in more ways than one. And everything culminates with a job not so well done. They're returning home. You know, basically Bobby puts the money he's earned to try to buy his girlfriend out of this business, but she's in the thick of it. She's with the guy that he manhandled, that put, you know, his hands on her at a party at the beginning of the film, and she's just like, take my kid, you know, just give her a good life. This is the life I want to lead. I'm not going to change. And so it's a very sad and bittersweet by the end, but it's absolutely just, from beginning to end, an awesome flick, worth more than one sit-through as far as I'm concerned. And yeah, I wanted to share that with you guys today. So I'd love to hear from you in the comments below if you've ever seen the film, or if you're going to check the film out, let me know. And if you have seen it, what you thought of it. Otherwise, that'll be it for me. I'll catch you later. Peace.